This week on ANN, amid fear and chaos, Ukrainian children ask when the war will finally come to an end.
Hope for Ukraine donates more than 20 tons of products in Kranivsky.
And the Adventiste Development and Relief Agency reports on charitable work being done in Ukraine.
These stories and more coming up.
Thank you so much for joining us this week.
First in the news, Hope for Ukraine. This is the name of a newly launched project by Adventiste Development and Relief Agency, or ADRA, and Hope Channel, that, as the name implies, works to promote hope for the people of Ukraine.
One of their recent projects includes a video of children asking, with tears, sadness, and pain, when the war will finally come to an end.
Не так давно я мечтала стать актрисой. А сейчас у меня всего одна мечта, чтобы война закончилась. Я нахожусь в оккупированном городе, и мы оказались полностью оторваны от цивилизации. Мы не можем отсюда не выехать, и к нам никто не может заехать. У нас нет газа, и временами нет света. В доме у нас 8 градусов.
Знаете, где я ночую? Я ночую в подвале. Здесь очень холодно. Но когда воет сирена, это намного страшнее. Это очень страшно.
Наш мост бомбят. Я каждую ночь не могу нормально спать, потому что везде бои и стреляют. Мне очень страшно за свою жизнь и за жизнь своих близких.
Мой брат уехал на войну. Он может не вернуться. Мне очень страшно за него. Я хочу с ним играть. Я хочу, чтобы он был дома.
Пожалуйста, остановитесь.
Россияне, уйдите, пожалуйста. Просто уйдите.
We continue in Ukraine. More than 20 tons of supplies were donated as an initiative of the Hope for Ukraine project, implemented by ADRA Romania following the request of the Western Bukovina Conference organization based in Kranivsky. Tens of thousands of donated supplies, including hygiene products, food, clothing, detergent, first aid products, medicines, and food supplements, with a value of nearly $40,000 were received. They were transported to Ukraine on March 13th with the help of 34 ADRA Romania volunteers to help Ukrainian refugees housed both in the centers in Kranivsky district and in the Kiev area. The 11th ADRA Romania humanitarian convocation, Hope for Ukraine, held in Bukovina, included the presence of ADRA International, ADRA Bulgaria, ADRA Hungary, and ADRA Ukraine teams, with all members arriving safely at home afterwards. The emergency humanitarian assistance for refugees provided by ADRA Romania volunteers continues both at the border points with Ukraine and the Republic of Moldova, as well as at the North Railway Station in Bucharest and other stations in the country.
We remain in Eastern Europe. Let's talk about what else ADRA has been doing to help in Ukraine. Alex Ballot, Emergency Response Coordinator for ADRA International, has the details.
So we are here at the border crossing with Ukraine. This is the northern part of Romania. It's a smaller crossing through the Carpathian Mountains called Sighetul Marmației. Yesterday we had a humanitarian convoy that there were 7 vehicles and our volunteers that went in with supplies. Also, we would like to update you on the Hope for Ukraine joint project between ADRA and Hope Channel International, and of course the whole media group in Ukraine. Yesterday they were buying food and essential supplies for families that they didn't have supplies for days. They were under shelling. We provided cash so they could have transportation assistance. There's also very long lines for people to cross the border, and that's really where the problem and the need is, and we're providing assistance, water, food, medical assistance, and we're very excited to support the team in Ukraine, which is the operation has started and it's ongoing. But at the same time, You can see here, the vehicles coming. Some of the people come on foot. Vyacheslav, here on this side, you can see the supplies, the humanitarian organization. Our ADRA volunteers are also here. And you basically are right in the spot of this tragedy and see people, fleeing conflict. And we are grateful to our sponsors and those who support ADRA and Hope Channel to provide assistance to the people of Ukraine. And we want to provide hope for Ukraine.
ADRA and the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Europe have expressed their profound concern for the people affected by the armed conflict in Ukraine. These are the circumstances where the Adventist Church's mission invites an immediate and focused response.
ADRA Europe's constituents, supported by their respective national authorities, charitable agencies, churches, and individual donors, were deeply moved by the flight of fear-filled people.
These are mainly women and children who were forced to leave their homes and families to depend on the mercy and goodwill of others. Beyond question, they are neighbors. Together with other agencies, the Adventist Church in Europe will continue to respond to their needs, supporting those fleeing from war.
At the same time, they call upon the global community to ensure that core humanitarian principles are respected in Ukraine and the surrounding countries.
The Adventist Church in Europe will continue to respond to the needs of displaced people. With the assistance of hundreds of Adventist volunteers, ADRA's teams currently provide humanitarian support in Ukraine, neighboring countries, and host communities.
Their activities include humanitarian aid, transport and distribution of welcome packages on the borders and in host communities, accommodation for the refugees and internally displaced people, small children and baby care, mental health support, and much more.
ADRA Europe is inspired by the biblical promises to exiles, including Isaiah 41:13, which says, "For I, the Lord your God, will hold your right hand, saying to you, 'Fear not, I will help you.'"